started, everything that happens in between, and then when we wrap up. I'm going to introduce, we're going to have 3 evaluators evaluating each of our speeches that we have this evening. We're going to have Tim Trumbull, Deanne Winkett, and then Tim Small, who's pulling double duty for us. Laura?
Yes.
Ah, okay. I'm Laura Provost. So for speaker number 1, I'd like to introduce the first evaluator, which is Tim Trumbull.
Evaluator for Toastmasters, our very welcome guests, and especially Tim. The particular objective of this speech in the manual was organize your speech. It was a lesson in putting that speech together essentially in the proper order. You knocked it out of the park. I'm going to spend very little time on this. Organizing a speech, I look for a couple of key things. That there are 3 key elements, just like we were taught when it comes to writing a letter in school and opening a body and a close. You had those. Are the elements within the body organized? Are they clear and distinct from each other? Yes. You had it knocked out of the park. That one was a gimme about as much as I've ever seen for this particular project. So let me go a little more in depth regarding your presentation. First off, great topic, great choice of material, and a great way to present it. Start at your attic, using that attic for that place that we all have with that pile of stuff that we've never gotten to in our lives. You broke into my house. I have got such a pile of stuff going back so far that I have never gotten to projects and ideas, and I'd be embarrassed if I went any further on it. But we've all got that, and you knew that. You call on a universal truth that not a lot of us talk about. So that's a great, great way of approaching this. Using the attic as an analogy for that pile of stuff. Wonderful, wonderful. We were very animated up here, which was great to see, especially for someone who's this early on in their Toastmasters career. You used the front space very well. You had great motions. Worked very well when you pointed back to the notes on the wall here. Instead of turning your back, you instinctively did what most of us would call the Vanna White thing. You managed to get that done very, very well without turning away from your audience. Excellent use of your key points, those 3 items, which were the solution, getting past all that stuff. Nicely done, training your mind. I love that. Developing discipline is how most of us would think of that. So a very good way of expressing that. We're very creative in the way you express things throughout this entire speech. Very nicely done. Facing a monster, I love that. Love that, because we're all our own worst enemy. We're all that monster to ourselves. As far as some room for improvement, the biggest point I'm going to make is your speed. You were going very, very quickly through this. Now that's natural early on. That's the nerves coming through. I did that. Thank God there's no recording of my icebreaker, my very first icebreaker. I went through that thing at warp speed and I never stopped and it kept going on. And I still blew the 7.5. But that's one challenge I'm going to issue to you. Just to make the point, here's a challenge from this point forward. Your next speech, I want you to slow down to a level that for you is actually painful. Do that, and that way you will face that particular monster, and that way you will develop that discipline to work on that pacing. That was the key room for improvement. Working on that pacing and that speed. At some points you were going so quickly that it was a little hard to follow. So work on that. Next time you do this, just like your organization, the rest of it's going to be knocked right out. Great job.
Thank you, sir.